Hey, everybody, welcome to How To Tuesday this week. I get a lot of emails and questions about getting kids into fishing, getting them into the sport of fishing, whether that means taking them yourselves or teaching them in your backyard or on your farm pond or nearby or your golf course pond or whatever. But I've got somebody on with me right now that's going to teach us about something else, and that is, could there possibly be a summer camp that you could send your kid to that they could learn all kinds of stuff about not only inshore fishing, but offshore fishing as well? So Parker runs a camp like this. And Parker, if somebody wanted to send their kid to a fishing camp, what do you think? Can you kind of outline, like, you've been doing this now for 7 years. Can you kind of outline the steps necessary to kind of get comfortable with this process, to get more information, whether it's your camp or another camp or whatever?
So
what do you think the steps are?
So I guess the first step would be to see what style of sessions that camp offers. So for instance, my camp, Florida Fantasy Fishing Camp, we offer week-long sessions. So whether it's a day camp, Monday through Friday, or an overnight camp, which is Sunday to the following Saturday, we offer those time blocks every week for the whole summer where a camper can come. They don't need any gear. All they need is a good pair of sunglasses and a hat and a great attitude. And they fish with a professional guide every day. Another thing would be to figure out what style of fishing they like. So a lot of times I have campers that come from landlocked places around the country, and they do bass fishing. Well, bass fishing and inshore saltwater fishing go together very well. So that would be another thing to consider. A lot of campers grew up offshore fishing. Their parents love grouper digging, looking for tuna. Those campers are going to want to focus something more on an offshore summer camp. So we offer a daytime inshore camp program. So that's shallow water fishing for snook, redfish, trout, tarpon, sharks. And we also offer a offshore camp where they're doing grouper, then they're trolling for kingfish, and then the next day they might use something they caught from the first couple days and drop it for big Goliath grouper. And that is a totally different style of fishing than like your traditional inshore fishing. And then obviously the last step in finding a good summer camp is to have the dates line up with your camper's summer. And what we do is I try to offer as many sessions as possible so it can coincide with their sports commitments and other camps that they have going on throughout the summer. This isn't supposed to compete, or my program is not supposed to compete with other camps, but it's supposed to be a complement, something fun to do for a week or two in between basketball and baseball camp. So those are just a couple things, Tom, that I think about when if I were a parent looking for a good fishing summer program.
Yeah. Well, what about, like, I would think that a summer camp appeals to so many people that may not have the opportunity. Like you talked about somebody that lives inshore, and this is a good opportunity to catch some fish that they've never caught before. Or maybe their parents don't fish and they're unfamiliar with this whole world. How would you, vet? How do you vet these camps or programs?
Yeah, well, I mean, longevity is one way to vet them. And I do get a lot of parents also who ask for references, which is awesome. I love getting that email. And a good summer program in any, industry or any specialty should be able to provide you with a handful of parents who are willing to take a phone call to make sure, that everything is how it looks online. And we've been around long enough where if I have a camper or a potential parent who calls me from Atlanta, not only am I able to reference them to a parent, I can give them a parent that lives down the street because we've had so many campers from Atlanta attend the camp over the years. So that's one way to vet a camp. I mean, looking at photos is great. I post every photo of every fish that we've caught for 7 years. So on the camp Facebook page, I have photo albums, like hundreds of them dating back to 2012. So that's another easy, quick and dirty way to check it out. But those are a couple ways that you can vet a summer fishing camp.
Yeah. I mean, to me as a parent myself, that's one of the most important things is like, is this the same? Like, in the days of glitzy websites, like how do you know what you're getting? And if you're planning on sending your kid somewhere else, the vetting process, I think to me is super important. And all of the things that you just said are huge.
And sometimes people have a preconceived notion of like a fishing guide being like a salty, older, crusty guy. And I really focus on highlighting our guides on the website. And a lot of parents will reach out to them independently of me as well to get a full understanding of who their camper is going to be fishing with. And these guys are family guys. Everyone has got 20 years of experience guiding on the water. And they're not people that are not in the fishing world. They're not who they would think of. These guys are excellent teachers first and then fishermen second. So that's just something else to consider, when you're thinking about a fishing summer camp.
All right. That's cool. Well,
sweet.
A lot of people don't even know that there are fishing summer camps. So,
I guess that's step one before this whole conversation.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a great alternative to certainly sitting inside playing video games. You get your kid outside and get them in so many cases, to do exactly what they want to do. And so many parents are just kind of intimidated by the process or just don't know where to turn. But this is a great opportunity. So I appreciate all the help and trying to figure out how to make that a reality for a kid that is really super into fishing.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, let them know how to get a hold of you. Let them know how to find that website that has all those pictures on it.
My program, Florida Fantasy Fishing Camp, you can find all the information and dates and registration at our website, fantasyfishingcamp.com. My name is Parker Rabow, and you can contact me 24/7 at 813-244-4682. And I'm available all the time, especially during camp season. I'm not sleeping or doing anything else. So I'm always available for phone calls. And like I said, there is information and photos on Facebook, Florida Fantasy Fishing Camp, and Instagram under that same name. And you can get a lot of information just by looking at what the campers are catching, what they're wearing, what the whole camp looks like.
All right, man. Well, thanks for all the help. And again, if you guys are interested in sending your kid to a fishing summer camp, this seems like a pretty good opportunity. Now you have all the steps. You're armed, ready to go, locked and loaded. Go for it. Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
We'll see you next week on How To Tuesday. Thank you, Parker.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now we're done. And I'm just going to push stop and same thing. Just leave the app open until it uploads and we should be good to go. And this thing will go live in the next couple of weeks. I have quite a few uploaded, but we won't put them out on the same week.
That's totally fine. Whatever you want to do is cool with me.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And it turned out good. The show turned out, I think it turned out really good.
I think this was awesome. If you're ever in the area, give me a shout. I know I pretty much do pure fly fishing in my spare time when I'm fun fishing.
Yeah.
So
I like that too.
I was just actually in your area fishing with, do you know Art Webb of Silver Kings?
I don't know him well, but I do know who he is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I actually bought his Marquesa a couple of years ago. So I try to fish with him every once in a while. So
I'm sure he knows where they are. He's hanging around Raskov.
He's an interesting guy too.
That Jared Raskov is killing it.
He's good too. I haven't had a fish with him before, but
something's got to be rubbing off on Art Webb. I tell you.
It is.
As much time as he spends with him.
We got to the boat at Tavernier Key in like an afternoon, just on a couple tips from him. So it was cool.
That's awesome.
But
that's cool, man.
Tom, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You bet.
All right,
See
catch
ya.
you later.